What up, everybody? It's your boy Solo Foe, and I'm back with another episode of So What's the Issue? And today I'm going to be talking about the dude ChudTheBuilder. And I don't know much about dude. I've never watched any of the content. I don't know what he's actually done. I've only read and heard what other people react to what he said and done. Well, apparently right now, from what the last thing I saw, he apparently shot himself or shot somebody or got into an altercation where basically a gun went off. I don't know who got shot, but that's beside what I want to talk about today. But the thing that I really want to kind of address is how we be so quick to come and go after each other about dumb, meaningless bullshit in our neighborhoods and shit like that. And we got places like in LA, they like, hey, when famous people get off a plane, they already own them. They got them by the time they fucking plane registered, their ticket registered, people in LA already know these niggas is coming. I'm talking about the gang culture in fucking places like LA. And what I want to know is, why is it that when people bother us or do things to us, don't y'all be so quick to do the same thing that y'all do to what we do to ourselves? Like, why does it all of a sudden become, oh, that's not our problem, or that's not, whatever? And I'm not saying it in a way of like people should be going after him or singling ChudTheBuilder out specifically. Whatever happens to that man happens to him. And, I don't like what I've heard that he does. So anybody that doesn't know about the ChudTheBuilder dude, or they're just getting informed on him like I did, apparently he goes around and says like racial slurs as far as like chimping or something, just racial slurs that basically, agitate black people or whatever. And basically what I heard is he keeps his gun on him, tries to raise the situation to a point of where it will escalate into a physical altercation to where he can basically pull out his gun and legally shoot somebody. And, first things first, that should already be some type of law for antagonizing people, because I believe gay people, they're protected in that type of way. Gay people are protected in a way that you cannot bother them or harass them, because there will be legal charges. So there should be some form of protection for any group, because even Jewish people, they got protection rights that people can't, go past or bother them in a certain type of way. And, first things first, that should already be something that's in place, that if somebody goes around antagonizing a specific race group, that, they will be penalized in some form that messes up the world that they have going on to where they don't feel comfortable. So what I mean also, if it's a fine, if the standard fine would quote unquote be like a $2,000 fine and it's $1 million, of course that's not, whatever. Make it proportional to their life standards. I don't know how famous this guy is. I don't know how rich this guy is. But if this ChudTheBuilder guy is somebody that makes $100,000 a year, he needs to be getting taxed $15,000 every time somebody reports, hey, look, I just ran into a guy. I got video proof. He was saying this, and that. And, you send that in, and that be like some type of fine that fucks up what they got going on in their personal life. That should already be something in place for that. Now, that's one alternative to the situation. I'm not saying that has to be, but back to our community though, when it comes to our community, I really want to know why we can go so hard on each other. It could be a rapper from fucking Mississippi. It could be a rapper from Alabama. And when they go to there's a story that when Rich Homie Quan got off the plane in Los Angeles, that Big U and Whack 100 was there, and this is alleged, but they were sitting there and they basically was like, hey, they said it wasn't extortion, but basically they came up to him and was like, hey, put on a performance for the kids. These guys walk around and they, got all the power that they do and stuff like that. I want to know why bad things can happen to niggas that step out of line of code. And even in LA specifically, like the Hispanic people, they all stand up for each other, whether it's a person that is gang related or not. They stick up for one another, because they the ones that heavily populate, at least from what I know, Southern California. That's just at least from what I know. But I want to know why these same things aren't a thing for us to where, and I'm not using Chud the Builder specifically, but if somebody outside of our community, why don't y'all press them the same way that y'all press us? Why don't y'all run up on them? Hey, homie, what y'all got? Hey, look, bro, we know who you are. Da, da, da. Do that same exact shit, because if it was me or if it was another nigga, then I said, hey, man, fuck this city or fuck these people over there or fuck this hood or whatever the fuck it is, just me saying that alone would cause the next nigga to come and assault me or shoot at me or do a, drive by, something that, can't technically be solved immediately. And I want to know, like, that this guy, since this guy has a popular name, because I don't even want to know who this dude is. I don't even want to know anything about this guy, but apparently he goes to different places. Now, one thing that I did specifically hear about this dude specifically is that he's somebody that specifically targets a specific group of people, which means like he goes and he finds ones that basically he knows will, be triggered, but also won't basically have a gun or, send it to the worst degree, or somebody that basically he just knows it's a limited reaction that he's going to get out of them. It's only a win situation that he picks, from what I've heard about how he does his content. And for me, I just want to know, since that's his content, since that's what he does, if I walked out here and I said, hey, and this is just for my own city, if I walked out here and said, fuck Victory Park, fuck up east, fuck this place, fuck that place, niggas would be on my ass real quick. Niggas would be on my ass real quick. So why, when somebody assaults our people as a whole, don't we keep that same reaction? Why isn't it in a place like LA, where we know that how they do in LA, basically what we've heard from how they do in LA? How come it ain't, hey, as soon as little homie get on the plane, you already know what the situation is. You already know what, whatever it's going to be. We going to, do them like we do the rest of the niggas. Like, why is it that we are only eating each other in this, way, and not bothering other communities the way that we bother ourselves just off the back of some fucking words? Like, that specifically right there should see that you should see that somebody, because I'm gonna talk about that on another video. I ain't even gonna bother about that right now. But there's another group of people that go out and they specifically target one group of people, and I will say those group of people are in the wrong. Stay tuned for another video if you want to hear who those people is. But basically, they specifically target a specific type of person so they can jump, brutalize, and beat on them and not get any type of trouble, because they can say it was a skit. They can say it was anything, basically, because they know that the group of people that they're attacking aren't going to be forthcoming, because they know the shit that they're doing is wrong. And basically, why don't y'all do that? Why don't y'all find the same type of situations to go and bother the next person or the next person from another community and do the same thing that y'all do? And like I said, this specifically has nothing to do with the Chud the Builder. I hope he lives a peaceful life. I hope the law fucking bothers him the way that I feel like they should. I hope that's what happens with him. I hope that the law just whatever. But I want to know why, as far as us as black people goes, why we don't treat people from other communities. Because I even heard one rapper talk about, hey, cause hey, I've been seeing that content, and hey, look, bro, I ain't really, cause he gonna get fucked up out here playing with the right person. Why can't you be the right person? Why can't you do? Because if it was another rapper, I know specifically, if it was another rapper that you niggas did not like, y'all would show up to a nigga's show date. Y'all would show up to a nigga's show date and be like, hey, we outside the club. We gonna follow this nigga around. We gonna wait till the most opportune time to go shoot at this nigga because we don't like this nigga. Okay, so with the rapper that basically came out and said something about that, which I'm not inciting any type of violence on Chud the Builder. I don't give a fuck about Chud the Builder. He is who he is or whatever. I just want to state some hypocrisy. It's like, okay, So why don't you do the whole gangsters move in silence? I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen. I just know that I don't like that. I know that I don't like what this guy's specifically doing. And I'm going to treat him, I'm going to show him what being involved with niggas or bothering niggas, because if I bothered a nigga, y'all would do the shit to me. I know if I went out here and said, hey, fuck this big time rapper, fuck this person, and I built up a little bit of a name for myself, boy, y'all be on my fucking head. Y'all would be on my fucking head like 5950. Y'all would be on me like fucking crazy. If a nigga was to say anything that y'all felt was offensive, y'all wouldn't speak about it. Y'all wouldn't say anything about it. Y'all wouldn't even drop a rap song about it. All y'all know is the second that I showed up in a city near your city, or a city where you feel like you got power and you can get me touched, y'all would just do that. Just for bringing up y'all name, just for saying something to y'all. And I want to know why it's so awkward when it comes to other people doing something this same way. Why isn't it like, hey, you know what? We ain't going to say nothing. We ain't going to do nothing. I don't like how that dude's moving. You know what? I'm going to wait till I hear, I'm going to actually put some people out there on dude's time and be like, hey, you know what? The next time we hear this nigga's in Atlanta, the next time we hear this nigga's in LA, the next time we hear this nigga is somewhere where I feel like I got power. Oh yeah, we ain't even going to give him a chance to go bother nobody. We going to do it to him. Hopefully he ain't got his shit on him, so we can do him the exact same way that he does other people. Surround him up, make him feel threatened, make him feel a type of way until he feels like he needs to react. Never cross that line. Do it just the same way he does it. Like, do it just the same. Never cross that line. Never give him a real reason to actually swing on you, but make him feel so bothered that he attacks y'all first, so y'all can, and then tell the police, hey, look, look, we was expressing our amendments and our rights to be able to freedom of speech. The same dumb shit that nigga does. Like, why don't y'all? Because y'all would do it. Y'all would do it with us. Any one of us other niggas, y'all would do it too. And I hate giving a person like this the time of day, any type of spotlight, any type of platform to get any type of extra clicks. I hate that. I don't like that. And I'm not saying this bad about DJ Academics or the next people that post them on their page. I hate that I found out about him through other black media sources. I hate that. And no, I'm not saying it like, you know what? I'm going to put a pin in that real quick. I want to say something about the ChudTheBuilder thing. This is about ChudTheBuilder. I would be happy. I would be happy as hell if he did that same exact shit to white people. The opposite way, though. If he went up and if there was a white dude that pointed out the racial whatever in the white community, because I heard that he has a video somewhat like that where he went up and was trying to talk to somebody and trying to get another white person to get on board, but the white person kind of went the other way. If that was your content, I would love it. If you went around harassing white people and like trying to expose who is, and then, but your purpose of your content specifically being like, hey, America isn't as racist as y'all think it is. I go around, I bother white people, and I try to get them to, you know, expose their racial bias to me, you know, or whatever. I would love the content. I'd be like, hey, man, somebody give that man $1 million to go around and do some shit like that. Please give that nigga makeovers, whatever the fuck he needs to be able to go do, you know, whatever with white people to try to expose them for their biases towards black people. I would love that type of content. I would subscribe to it. I would pay attention to it every single day just so I could be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to show the next black person that, you know what, America ain't as racist as it seemed to be. But guess what your content is? Your content's the exact opposite. Your content is go around and harass people that who already, one, don't live the best life. I don't know what class of America you come from, but down here in this black poverty class that we already live in, we already got it fucking hard enough. And I don't know what people he targets, but if he's targeting our upper, lower class people, then it really pisses me off, because if anybody out there is working a job or anything like that, and you going around and they trying to do the right thing and you influencing them into doing something that to stand up for themselves, but you're using the law to try to bend it into how you want to like fuck over the next person, that right there would piss me off. But what I'm saying is, black people already have it hard to fuck enough as it is. We already go through killing each other, dope dealing, 18 years of misery because our parents ain't shit. We got to go through fucking dealing with drug abuse, going through not having emotional stability. We got to deal with a whole bunch of shit as it is, as just being born black to begin with, let alone the pressure that already comes with dealing with white people in general, dealing with corporate America, dealing with different things. I'm going to tell y'all, there was a situation where basically there's UPS uses a system, and basically one of their phones in their system came up missing, and basically a group of white people were all sitting around talking about it. And I walked in, and the person that was speaking last didn't realize I had walked into the building, but everybody else did because her back was turned, and I could tell you when this happened and all. And basically, she was like, usual suspects. She was like, yeah, we already know what, I don't know why they can't. And everybody got quiet. Now, mind you, I was already in there for a minute. Now, that's the type of shit that a black person has to deal with already to begin with. When, I'm going to tell you this, I don't mean it this way, and I'm just going to let y'all know how black people operate. They want Apple products. They don't give a fuck about any type of Android product or anything that they have to go above and beyond. If it's an Apple product, niggas will go above and beyond for it. But they don't give a fuck about no work phones. They don't give a fuck about, they're not gonna risk their fucking job over a $40 phone. They're not gonna do it. That's not a black people thing. I'm sorry that y'all think that, but it's not a black people thing, because black people know what the fuck they gonna get the best street value out of. If they gotta hack the phone and then and it's not an iPhone on top of that, niggas ain't gonna do it. Now, I know that's an aside from the story that I was just telling or the conversation that I was just having, but I'm just letting y'all know that when it comes to corporate America, black people already go through the fuck enough. So for you to be going around and sitting here bothering people that are just walking around having a decent day or even having a shitty day, you're sitting here bothering people and then trying to use the law to fuck them over even more than what it already does on a general. Yeah, boo-hoo, black people. I get it. I get that you don't give a fuck. But come on, dog. What is it that you found so entertaining? Like, yeah, buddy, this is what I'm going to do. And then I hate that they get so much fucking support for doing this shit. They got people that will go and line the front of a fucking courthouse. Let Chud go. Let Chud go. He did nothing wrong. And it's like, bro, what the fuck do you mean he did nothing wrong? If we did anything, I tell you, I still can't walk down the street today without white people feeling the need to cross the street from me whenever they see me coming. And I don't even do street shit no more. I don't dress like a nigga no more. And I'm not saying that, specifically dressing like a nigga resolves into white people feeling the need to be nervous when they see a black person, because I do understand why white people get nervous when they see black people. I'm not making no excuses for them, and I'm not making no excuses for us one way or the other, but it's the simple fact that I still can't walk down the street today and white people feel comfortable with me just walking down the street. So you gonna go up to a person like me just because I'm walking down the street or I'm in an area, and you're going to walk up and say some racial shit to trigger me when you don't know what the fuck I done got going on. You don't know how many of my friends done died. You don't know how tragic of a story that niggas done went through, but you choosing random ass niggas to go around and fuck with just because you want to see them triggered so you can get some clicks, likes, and subscribes on YouTube. And the fact that it works drives me so fucking crazy. I don't know about heaven and hell. I don't know if even you believe that there is a heaven or a hell, but you don't think that something like that, you call it expressing your American rights, but I know in your mind that you know that you're bothering people. And if you actually do end up killing somebody because you did some shit, oh boy, I'm telling you this, you gonna start something that America ain't ready for. And I hate subscribing to shit like that. I don't like when people start like, oh my God, we're going to war. Here comes the draft. Oh my God, this situation happened. It's about to be crazy. I hate doing that. But you specifically, because of this content specifically, I do see escalating to a point of where niggas is going to get on planes, fly to where the fuck you being held in whatever court you being held for your judgment. And I guarantee that shit's going to get out of hand real quick. And that's not me inciting the violence. That's me saying that I can literally foresee niggas actually getting pissed off with this one. We thought George Floyd was bad. We thought George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all these other people ain't got nothing on what you gonna spark. What you gonna spark if you actually kill a black person when we sat here and watched you antagonize, which I still don't know your content. When we specifically sat here and watched you go out and harass black people and bother black people and then turn around and shot a person and actually took a father or a mother away from their kids or a kid off the street just because you wanted to get likes, clicks, and subscribes. Boy, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't mind getting hit with no rubber bullet. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a part of whatever the fuck it is, because that right there, they should do something to you ahead of time. And this wouldn't be about Chud specifically. It would be more about America not protecting us as black people when we see that they protect other groups of people when it comes to whatever issues that they got, which I'm not saying groups of people don't deserve to be protected, because every group of person in this world deserves to be protected and not harassed. Everybody does deserve that. But if you go around and you actually go out and hurt somebody, and I'm talking about killing somebody, maybe shooting somebody, I'm not saying that people won't react the same way, but if I know for sure, if you go out and you kill somebody by doing the bullshit that you've been doing because you want to start shit with people and agitating people and shit like that, boy, I can tell. I don't care where you get locked up and they trial you at. If you get trialed in DC, if you get trialed in fucking Miami, if you get trialed in New York, I don't know where you travel. I don't know where you do your content. But if you actually do go around on a blank day and not nobody come up and bother you, I'm talking about you going up and bothering them and saying something to them and getting them triggered and they smack the shit out of you and then you pull out your gun and shoot them. Boy, I would hate to be a lawmaker. I would hate to be a politician to have to deal with that type of shit. Because, boy, the way that niggas is going to show they fucking ass, and it's going to be on a real level, it ain't going to be George Floyd. It ain't going to be Breonna Taylor. It's going to be real niggas out in that street, like really going heavy about that type of situation. Because we watched it. Y'all, the police, the FBI pulled him to the side and told him, hey, we think you should really stop this before it gets bad. Like I said, I don't like to subscribe to the thought of, oh, when this happened, it's going to be the worst thing in the world. I think this might be one of them things, because we watched that they had chances after chances to stop you from doing the bullshit that you was doing, and they continued to let you. It wouldn't be about you. It would not be about you. You would just be the face of it. You would just be the name on the thing 5 years from now that said, hey, remember that ChudTheBuilder thing, how niggas went crazy? That would be the only part that niggas care about you. It would really all be about how lawmakers, how politicians, how people sat around and really watched you do and let you and allowed you to go around and harass black people and bother them, and then knew that he was trying to find a reason to kill somebody legally, bending the laws. Boy, man. But, you know, I really do hope that they implement something on his life to where it makes it 20 times harder and makes him not want to do shit like that, because that's just, it's unhuman. It's unhumane. And I'm mad that he's looking for a loophole in the law to try to bother people. And I'm going to assume that he's going to try to do it in mainly Commonwealth states. If anybody doesn't know what Commonwealth states is, it's usually a stand your ground or whatever the fuck it is, where it really don't matter if somebody hits you, you get to do whatever. Basically, that's what that type of place is. Like, if somebody touches you, whether you bothered them or whatever, well, no matter what happened, whoever escalates it into being a physical confrontation in usual Commonwealth, I believe it's Commonwealth states, you probably gonna get off of it just because you didn't throw the first blow, because technically you're using your amendment to speak and freedom of speech. I'm gonna hate that situation. I pray that that doesn't have to come to that. But really, I said this, I really want to know why niggas ain't, all these big time rappers, all these big time whoever's, why they not reacting how they would if it was a black person that said something about them. We sat here and watched fucking Lil Durk and NBA Youngboy go to war. We watched fucking Drakeo the ruler, he got killed, and we done watched all of these people. We done all watched all these people go to war. We know how niggas handle violence as far as niggas go whenever they don't like another nigga. And I want to know why, when somebody comes and does the same exact shit, but just in a different perspective, why niggas ain't doing the same exact shit. Not saying I want that to happen to Chud the Builder. I'm just putting a question on us as black people. Why is that a thing? Especially the black people with power. When y'all so quick to hear a rapper from fucking Louisiana or a rapper from Mississippi got famous, and now they get on a plane and now they're like, hey, nah, cause this is our city, this is our town. Not remember when the baby got famous? Hey, nah, dog, cause this is our city. Nah, cause you gotta come and check in when you come see us. That nigga ain't even bothered y'all. He don't even know y'all. And y'all walking up on him talking about, hey, because you got a name. All right, do the same thing with other people that bother our community. Make an example out of other niggas. Make an example. Do the same exact shit. Don't just do it to us, or don't do it to us at all. Don't do it to us at all. That's the one that I want us to do. Don't bother us. Don't bother us at all. Because why the fuck are we going so heavy on each other? Why the fuck are we going to war with each other over shit that don't mean nothing, that don't lead or build to nothing to help out the next generation? But when somebody else comes in and actually bothers innocent folks, people that ain't doing shit, because he's targeting. When you're targeting, you're not looking for a gangbanger. When you're targeting, you're not looking for a nigga that looks like he's willing to die about it. When you're targeting, you're looking for a nigga that looks like he's gonna get upset, but he's not gonna go to a certain extent. That's what targeting is. So if he's bothering just an innocent person out here, why ain't it that y'all willing to slide on niggas? Why ain't it that y'all ain't doing it the way y'all did FBG Duck? Oh shit, they said Duck at the mall. Come on, y'all, run down the steps. We gotta get this nigga. We gotta go get him. But y'all do it to black people. But that's just how I feel about that. Drop y'all's comments. Tell me how y'all feel about that. I just want the hypocrisy to. I don't wish any bad intent from the black community on Chud the Builder. I don't wish that. I wish that lawmakers go out their way to find a way to punish him for harassing us as black people the same way that they would as if people were doing anti-Semitic or, gay bashing type of protection. I want them to do that type of shit to Chud. If they got to find that nigga, if that nigga's worth $100,000, tell that nigga, hey, you owe $500,000 to the government. Make that nigga get in a hole that he can't get out of, so he has to be uncomfortable. Do something. And one other thing before I end this too, one thing that I see about white folks that I don't understand how this works, when a white man like Kyle Rittenhouse or another I'm trying to think of other people, but let's just say Chud. Let's say the government hit Chud with $1 billion fine. I'm just being funny about it. $1 billion fine. Do you know that white people come together to help pay that shit down? And I'm talking about random people from random cities will send these niggas money because they did shit in a way that they felt like was American. They, whatever, like the American way or whatever the fuck it is. They will go and put in money because a nigga shot and killed a which Kyle Rittenhouse was a little different. His situation was a little different because his was with white people, and I still feel the same way that I feel about that. But they will go and pay a niggas fine as in America. Trump will fly these niggas to the White House. But if I go around and I say, hey, y'all, look, there's a community center being built in the West End to help out the youth. Everybody donate. Don't nobody want to donate. Don't nobody want to do anything to help out. Don't nobody want to do anything to help out the next person. And that's our community. But, you know, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. This has been Solo Foe, and this has been So What's the Issue. I hope nothing bad happens to him from R, because I don't want to incite that. I don't want to put it in anybody's mind to go do that to anybody. I would just hope that the law would help us out the same way that they would help out other groups. But that's what it is, and thank y'all for watching.